Solve the following trigonometric equations. Grace and peace to you, and welcome back to my channel. This is Donald Siame, author of Hidden Mathematical Genius Within Revealed. We are looking at trigonometric equations, and to answer this type of equations, we need to understand the concept of quadrants. Okay, so a quadrant, from the word itself, quad means four. So it's more of you have a circle when you then you divide it into four equal parts. Okay, so we have the first quadrant, a second quadrant, a third, and fourth quadrant. So what you should always remember is that in first quadrant you have the angles between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So the angle theta should be from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. And in the first quadrant, you should always remember that all the trig ratios are positive. So the value for the trig ratio is always positive when the angle is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. So in the first quadrant, all are positive. So all are positive. In the second quadrant, only sign is positive. So in the second quadrant, only sign is positive. Cos and tan are negatives. And if you want to know the angle in the second quadrant, it's just 180 degrees minus angle in the first quadrant. So this one is from 90 degrees to 180 degrees. That is second quadrant. In third quadrant, only tan is positive. The rest are negatives. Okay, so in third quadrant, only tan is positive. Sine and cosine are negatives. And to find the angle, it is 180 degrees plus angle in the first quadrant. And the range of angles here, it is from 180 degrees to 270 degrees. Then the last quadrant, that is the fourth quadrant, we have angles from 270 degrees to 360. And here, only cosine is positive. Sine and tan are negatives. And to get the size of the angle here, it is 360 degrees minus angle in the first quadrant. Okay, so let us answer the following questions. So we have tan theta is equal to 0.7 for 0 degrees less or equal to theta less or equal to 180 degrees. So this is from 0 degrees to 180. So if we say from 0 degrees to 180, from 0 degrees to 180, it means we're only considering two quadrants. That is first quadrant and second quadrant. Okay, so we have tan theta. Tan theta is equal to 0.7. Okay, so first thing is to find angle in the first quadrant. And this angle in the first quadrant, always remember that's supposed to be positive. So even if we have a negative value here, you take it as a positive so that you get a positive value, which is the angle in the first quadrant. Okay, so we'll say here, for us to remain with theta, we need to introduce a tan inverse. Okay, so angle in the first quadrant, that is alpha, is equal to, it will be tan inverse of 0.7. Okay, so we have alpha is equal to, so tan inverse, we say shift tan, that is 0.7. So tan inverse of 0.7, you get 34.99202. Okay, so that is the angle in the first quadrant. Now, this tan here, the value is positive. So since the value is positive, it means we are going to get the values of theta where tan is positive. And we know that tan is positive in first quadrant and third quadrant. Now, according to our range of values or angles, it's from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. So from 0 degrees to 180 degrees, it means we are only considering first quadrant and second quadrant. Now, tan is positive in first quadrant and in third quadrant. But according to the range of values, we'll stop at 180, just only second quadrant. So tan is positive in first and third. And this third is not part of the solution set. So we only get the value for in the first quadrant. Okay. And in the first quadrant, this is the same value. So therefore, theta is equal to, so we need to round off to one decimal place. So to one decimal place, we stop at 9. Then the next digit, that is 5 and above, so you add the 1, so you get a 10. So it will be 0 point. Then you add the 1 there, so it will be 5. So it's 35.0 degrees. So that is the value for theta. So you only get the value in the first quadrant. Okay, B. So B, we have sine theta is equal to 0.6792. So again, first we need to find the angle in the first quadrant. So angle in the first quadrant, always you take it as positive. Even if here we had a negative, you take it as positive. Okay, so we say alpha is equal to, so to get theta, we introduce the inverse for sine, which is sine inverse. So it will be alpha is equal to sine inverse of 0.6792. So alpha is equal to, so we'll say shift sine 0.6792 equals, so you get 42.78115981. Okay, so that is the value for theta in the first quadrant. Okay, now here we are given the range of values, or the solution set should be from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So from 0 degrees to 360 degrees, it means we are considering all the four quadrants. Okay, now this sine of theta is positive. So you get the values of theta where sine is positive. And we know that sine is positive in the first quadrant and the second quadrant. Now first quadrant, this is the solution in the first quadrant. We already have it. That is 42.78115981. So our next step is to find the value in the second quadrant, because we know that sine is also positive in the second quadrant. Okay, so in the second quadrant, we know that theta is just equal to 180 degrees minus alpha. Okay, so theta is equal to, so it will be 180 degrees minus alpha is 42.78115981. Okay, so we say 180 minus answer. Okay, so you get theta is equal to 137.2188402. Okay, so you round off to one decimal place. So you get theta is equal to 137.2. And here, in the first quadrant, we know that this is the same value. So we round off to one decimal place. We are going to have theta is equal to, so we stop at 7. The next digit there is 8. So you add the 1 to 7, so you get 8. So we have 42.8. So therefore, theta is equal to 42.8 degrees, and theta is equal to 137.2 degrees. So those are the two values for sine of theta is equal to 0.6792. Okay, we go to C. So C, we have a cos of theta. Cos of theta is equal to 2 over 3. Cos of theta is equal to 2 over 3. Again, here the range is from 0 degrees to 90 degrees. So from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, we know that that is just the first quadrant. From 0 degrees to 90 degrees, that is the first quadrant. And in first quadrant, we only get that's one value. Okay, so we'll say here theta, to remain with theta, you just introduce the cos inverse. So cos inverse here will remain with theta, so that is alpha is equal to, so we have cos inverse of 2 over 3. Cos inverse of 2 over 3. So shift cos, open bracket, 2 over 3. So cos inverse of 2 over 3, you get 48.189685511. And we know that this is part of the solution, and it's just one value because we are considering just first quadrant. Okay, so therefore theta is equal to, so round off to one decimal place, so you get 48.2 degrees. So that is C. We go to D. Cos of theta is equal to 0.937. This one is from 0 degrees to 360. So meaning we consider all the four quadrants. Okay, so that is the cos of theta is equal to 0.937. Okay. So again, first thing is to find the angle in the first quadrant. So you say alpha is equal to, so there is cos there, so introduce the cos inverse, so it will be cos inverse of 0.937. So alpha is equal to, okay, so cos inverse of 0.937 equals, so you get 20.44630112. Okay, so that is angle in the first quadrant, and we know that here we have cos, and we know that cosine is positive in first quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, so this is the angle in the first quadrant. So in fourth quadrant, we know that to get theta is equal to, supposed to be 360 degrees minus alpha. Okay, so theta is equal to 360 degrees minus 20.44630112. So theta is equal to, so we'll say it is 360 minus answer. Okay, so you get 339.5536989. Okay, then round off to one decimal place, so you get theta is equal to 339 point, we stop at 5, the next digit there is 5 and above, so you add the 1, so it's 339.6 degrees. Okay, so even there, the first quadrant, we have 20 point, to one decimal place it will be 20.4. So therefore theta is equal to 20.4 degrees, and theta is equal to 339.6 degrees. Okay, so those are the two solutions for cos of theta is equal to 0.937. We go to E. So E, we have 13 cos theta is equal to 5. 13 cos theta is equal to 5. So the range of values here is from 0 degrees to 360. So you consider all the four quadrants. Okay, so the first thing to do here, we have a number 13 there. So what you do, you are going to divide out 13 to both sides of the equation. So you say over 13 and over 13. Okay, so we are going to have cos of theta is equal to 5 over 13. Okay, then we can find the angle alpha, that is angle in the first quadrant. So we'll say alpha is equal to cos inverse of 5 over 13. Okay, so alpha is equal to cos inverse of 5 over 13. So shift cos 5 over 13. So cos inverse of 5 over 13, this is equal to, so you get 67.3801350 Okay, so that is the angle in the first quadrant. Okay, and we know that cos is positive in first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant, theta is equal to 360 degrees minus alpha. Okay, so it will be theta is equal to 360 degrees minus 67.3801350 So theta is equal to, so we have 360 minus answer. Okay, so you get 292.6198649. So to one decimal place, you get theta is equal to 292.6 degrees. So therefore, okay, so we know that cos is positive in the first quadrant and fourth quadrant. So in first quadrant, you have theta is equal to, it will be 67 point, to one decimal place there, it will be 67.4 degrees, and theta is equal to 292.6 degrees. So those are the two values for theta. That is if 13 cos theta is equal to 5. Okay, then the last question. The last question, we have 2 tan theta is equal to minus 3 for values from 0 degrees to 180 degrees, meaning we are only considering first quadrant and the second quadrant. Okay, so first thing here, we divide out 2. So we are going to have over 2 there, over 2. So it will be tan theta is equal to negative 3 over 2. Tan theta is equal to negative 3 over 2. Okay, so now here we need to find angle in the first quadrant. Now to find an angle in the first quadrant, we consider the value here as positive. Okay, so we consider it as positive even if there is a negative there. So you say alpha is equal to, so we have tan there, so it will be tan inverse. So it will be tan inverse of 3 over 2. Okay, tan inverse of 3 over 2, not negative 3 over 2. So we don't consider a negative. Okay, so it will be tan, so the alpha is equal to, so tan inverse of 3 over 2. So tan inverse of 3 over 2. Tan inverse of 3 over 2, you get 56.30993247. Now, this value, this is the value in the first quadrant. But we know that this tan is negative. It's 2 tan theta is equal to negative 3. So we need to get values of theta where tan is negative. And we know that tan is negative in second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Tan is negative in second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Now, according to the solution set, the solution set should be from 0 to 180 degrees, from 0 to 180 degrees. So we are only considering first quadrant and second quadrant. So tan is negative in second quadrant. So we get the value for second quadrant. Okay, so we say second quadrant. Theta is equal to 180 degrees minus alpha. So theta is equal to, okay, so we already have alpha there. So it's 180 degrees minus answer. Okay, so you get 123.690067.5. Okay, then we round off to one decimal place. So we are going to have theta is equal to 123 point, we stop at 6 there, you add the 1 there, so it will be 7. So it's 123.7 degrees. That is the value for theta. That is 2 tan theta is equal to minus 3. So this is how you perform calculations with regards to trigonometric equations. So first thing, you need to understand the concept of quadrants. Thank you so much for your time.